The urgent manhunt underway in New York City for the killer of the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. Police today releasing these new photos of a person of interest taken at a hostel on New York City's Upper West Side. Joining us now to discuss is New York City Councilman Keith Powers. And Councilman, you represent the Manhattan Borough. How worried are your constituents right now?
Well, it's certainly the talk of the town right now in my district and throughout the city about exactly what happened. I do think people understand this is a very unique, specific set of a specific example where seems like it's a targeted attack. Seems like this was premeditated and planned out. So different than some things we hear, but people are certainly on edge and very tuned into the news right now to know more about what exactly happened. And of course, we're hearing more information by the hour exactly what happened. But people are a little bit on edge, but I think understand in the larger context what happened here and that it might have been pre-planned out.
Do you think that the NYPD has an idea of who the suspect is at this point?
I mean, I've been speaking to them. It does seem like we're gathering a lot of information and details that are leading us down a path of trying to find out who this person is. Obviously, we know about the fake ID that was used. We know about the hostel on the Upper West Side, and we're getting more information seemingly by the minute, by the hour. So I do believe we have a great police department, and they're world class at these types of investigations. So I do think we're on the trail and investigations underway. But obviously, this is a different, unique example here. Not quite like your ordinary example that you would read in the news any other day.
Investigators obviously learning a lot from the security cameras located throughout Manhattan. Does that give you any confidence that they'll be able to find the suspect soon?
It does. It seems like everything that we're turning up so far on the trail has been because of good surveillance and good ability to trace the movements and the behavior of the suspect. And now we have some new pictures that help give us a clear evidence of who that person might be. So I think we're lucky that we have a lot of surveillance. Obviously, we want more. And if anybody has any more information or surveillance, we want them to come forward and hand it over and to be part of helping to make sure this person doesn't continue to roam around and do any more harm. So I have a lot of confidence in NYPD. And so far, it seems like they're on the trail, but it's a difficult set of circumstances here based on the premeditated act.
All right. Councilman Keith Powers, thanks so much. Appreciate your time, sir. The murder of United Healthcare CEO has raised concern beyond New York City. Dozens of security officials from other Fortune 500 companies gathered on a Zoom call yesterday to try to review best practices to protect executives and the people who work for them. Dave Commandant, a retired chief security officer for Boeing, now runs a risk management company. He was on the call. He joins us now. Thanks for joining us. So major corporations already spend a lot of money, sometimes millions a year per person, on security for staff and executives. What were the main concerns raised on your call?
Well, I think primarily it was to really understand what occurred in this incident. There's been a lot reported. We still don't understand a motive. And so the security community works off facts and data. And one of the concerns yesterday was really understanding the motive behind this tragic situation and then making the appropriate decisions within each individual company on what they needed to do going forward.
How difficult is it to track threats? I mean, surely these companies get lots of angry messages or calls from customers.
Most Fortune 500 companies, Jake, have a proactive intelligence program. They go out and they assimilate these threats that come in through open sources, through letter writers to their companies, through other means of communicating threats. And they look at those threats and make a determination about the intent and the capabilities of those individuals. And when they make a determination that there is a threat, then they work with local law enforcement and other entities to try to mitigate those types of concerns. But most major corporations have this capability. They have the protective intelligence to go out and assess what's being said about their company, their employees, and their key leaders.
Do you have any understanding why United Healthcare CEO, who had a security detail with him in New York, as we understand it, why that security detail was not with him at the time of the shooting? Is there any light you can shed on that?
I do not, and it would be really improper to speculate on what was and wasn't being done at that particular time.
I'm sure one of the things that you discussed on the call was all the dark and twisted comments on social media from individuals celebrating the murder of the CEO because they don't like the health insurance industry, they don't like what it's become. As a security expert, what are your views on those comments? Are there potential shooters there? Is it just people blowing off steam? What do you think?
Well, social media offers an arena for lots of folks, both open source social media and also in deep dark web social media. And security professionals look at both sets of those types of communications. And it clearly goes back to there are always people that will use social media as a forum. They'll say really inappropriate things. And what you're always trying to do within a corporate security organization is separate the needles from the haystack and really figure out who are those people that actually pose a threat. Many of these large corporations employ third-party profilers, people who have experience in this space, maybe did it for the US government, and are brought in to help supplement their own corporate security teams when they're looking at people who present a risk.
Are companies prepared to have the right security procedures in place?
I think many are. And this was a wake-up call. And many of the chief security officers around this country and actually globally are having conversations with their CEOs yesterday, today, their boards in the future, talking about the programs that they have in place, what their strengths are, what gaps they might have, and what they might need to correct those gaps. So this will clearly be a topic of conversation for the next several weeks.